You have a guardian angel. Not just metaphorically, but an actual spirit being assigned to you. And not like a baby with wings who tells you bedtime stories. More like a supernatural Navy SEAL assigned to your soul since before you were born. But most people go their entire lives completely ignoring them. Let me explain. First off, what exactly is a guardian angel? Well, as it turns out, most people's idea of a guardian angel is wildly inaccurate. So let's clear that up before we get to the good stuff. Guardian angels, and angels in general, are not the spirits of dead people. And they're not babies with wings. Angels are actually a completely different species from us humans. They're made of pure spirit with no physical body. Since angels don't have bodies, they aren't bound by the same rules we are. They don't eat or sleep, they don't have genders, and they never grow old or die. The angels are made entirely of intellect and will, and they're much smarter than we are, because they don't even have to learn things like humans do. We have to learn things step by step through reasoning and thinking. But angels have something called infused knowledge, meaning they were created knowing everything they needed to know with no expensive college degree required. Most of the time, the angels are invisible to us because we can only see physical things, and they don't have any physicality for us to see. But sometimes, they can take on a visible form, or even appear human-like, just so we can see or hear them. That's not their natural true form though, so it doesn't happen often. While we don't know the exact time when the creation of angels happened, most theologians agree that all the angels were created by God before humans even existed, and all at once. Each angel was created for a specific purpose. Some angels chose to follow God and carry out their mission, but others rejected him and said no to their assignment. You've probably heard of those ones before. Sometimes we call them demons. But out of all the different kinds of angels, the guardian angels are specifically assigned to individual humans to protect us, guide us, and help us reach heaven. And since angels were created before everything else, this means that the guardian angel assigned to you has been around longer than time itself. Yet somehow their eternal mission is you. Pretty cool, right? And that also means that God knew he would create you, even before the beginning of creation itself. Just some food for thought. Now, guardian angels aren't just randomly picked from any group of angels. They're part of an angel hierarchy, which is basically heaven's military ranking system. The theologian St. Thomas Aquinas taught that individual angels are so unique that each one is like its own species. He described 9 choirs of angels ranked in order of their job and their direct proximity to God. At the very top are the seraphim, meaning burning ones, who spend all their time reflecting God's glory. The cherubim and the thrones are also in this higher sphere. The middle and lower choirs include dominions, principalities, and archangels, among others. You might have heard of archangels in the Bible, who carry God's biggest messages, like the archangel Gabriel, who announced the birth of Jesus. And guardian angels are at the bottom, since they're the closest to humans and earthly activities. They're essentially heaven's boots on the ground. The Catholic Church teaches that every single person has a guardian angel, not just saints or baptized Catholics. Like, literally everyone. Even if you don't believe in God, he still believes in you enough to assign you a spiritual bodyguard. There can even be guardian angels for entire nations like Portugal, who actually has a feast day dedicated to their national guardian angel. Catholic tradition also holds that each guardian angel is specifically chosen by God for the soul they protect, most likely from the moment you were conceived. So from the very start of your life, this one immortal being was tasked with guiding and protecting you. Their entire life mission is to help you get to heaven, even if you're currently binge-watching this video in sweatpants while avoiding confession. But the guardian angels don't passively watch our lives like a bad reality show. They have one goal: to get you to heaven. And they take it pretty seriously. They've been planning, nudging, and rerouting your soul since day one, and they've got a whole arsenal of abilities to whip you into shape. So, what can guardian angels actually do? According to Catholic tradition and theologians like Thomas Aquinas and Augustine, guardian angels aren't just there for moral support. They can propose ideas, warn you about bad decisions, inspire good thoughts, remind you of things, or even bring images or memories to your mind. They can help you understand certain things beyond your natural reasoning, and evoke certain emotions like having courage when you're afraid. They can sometimes even save you from literal death, but what they can't do is control you. Angels can't force you to do anything against your free will. They can't even read your thoughts, so they only know things about you that God reveals to them. That said, guardian angels are surprisingly active in the world, just subtly. They're known to fight off demons, help in moments of temptation, and even prevent physical harm. There are stories of guardian angels slowing a fall, changing the weather, or redirecting a car at the last second. If you've ever narrowly avoided a car crash and thought, that was close, well, maybe it wasn't luck. Sometimes people get a weird feeling to turn back, cancel plans, or avoid a certain path, and later they find out something dangerous happened there. That feeling could have been your guardian angel quietly steering you away. There's even stories of saints who turned invisible while escaping from enemies, thanks to the help of their guardian angel. But that's more of an exception, not the rule. So your guardian angel can do some wild stuff, but there's a catch. They won't act unless it's part of God's plan. Guardian angels can't do anything that's against God's specific will for your life, so you don't get to turn invisible on command or summon weather powers like a Catholic Thor. Basically, guardian angels aren't a cute idea. They're real and they're powerful, and they've also seen everything you've ever done. They watched when you rage quit your Bible reading plan. They saw you when you skipped prayer time to doom scroll. They also saw when you skipped scrolling for prayer time. They're even watching you watch YouTube right now. But they're still with you and still rooting for you. They don't intervene unless God allows it, but they never abandon you. So, at this point, you're probably wondering where we get all this stuff about guardian angels from. I mentioned before that Catholic tradition describes a lot of what we know about angels, like writings from early church fathers, and later on, the work of theologians like Aquinas and Augustine. But don't worry, we didn't just pull all of this stuff out of thin air. In fact, what we know about angels comes straight from Scripture. In Matthew 18:10, Jesus says, "See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father." That tells us two things. Guardian angels are real, and your guardian angel reports directly to God about you, like a spiritual FBI agent. So if you needed one more reason to get your act together, there it is. But angels are actually mentioned multiple times in both the Old and New Testament. In fact, Jesus was the center of the angelic world, because we hear that angels announced his birth, strengthened him after Satan's temptation, and announced his resurrection. Angels exist only to love and serve God, so it makes sense that wherever God is in the Bible, angels tend to show up. And if you're finding it hard to believe that angels can manipulate real-life events, there's a pretty wild story in Acts 12:7, where an angel physically strikes Peter to wake him up, unshackles his chains, and leads him out of prison. But after all, it's pretty hard to get facts about powerful, invisible beings without bodies, so angelology, or the study of angels, is a little bit tough to pin down. That's why some of this angel stuff comes under the heading of doctrine or general Catholic beliefs, rather than dogma, which is the things that you absolutely have to accept in order to be Catholic. And I know you've probably been waiting for some wild guardian angel stories, the kind of stuff that's really out of the ordinary. Luckily, the Catholic Church has plenty of guardian angel stories from the lives of the saints. Padre Pio, a mystic priest, literally saw and spoke with his guardian angel like they were roommates. When he received letters in languages he didn't know, his guardian angel translated them. He even told people to send their guardian angels to him if they had prayer requests or needed help. Then there's Gemma Galgani, a young saint who could also see and talk to her guardian angel, and he often corrected her when she sinned. Her guardian angel prayed with her and comforted her, and would even mail her letters because she couldn't afford stamps. When guardian angels appear in the material world, they often appear human-like or in the form of radiant light, but they can appear in other forms too. Saint John Bosco was a priest who helped poor and orphaned kids in the 1800s in Italy, and he was regularly targeted by thieves and assassins. But whenever things got sketchy, a massive grey dog would show up out of nowhere and scare off the attackers, then vanish into thin air. The dog protected him for years, and Bosco later believed that it was his guardian angel. And these stories are just the highlights. There's hundreds of other stories of saints and their guardian angels, as well as regular people who have had encounters that they can't explain. Let me know in the comments if you want a video on more guardian angel stuff. For the most part though, guardian angels work in quiet ways, guiding thoughts, blocking danger, and leading hearts closer to God. You might be wondering if you can talk to your guardian angel. You can, and should, ask your guardian angel for help as often as you need it. You can also pray the guardian angel prayer. Just don't treat them like Siri. You can pray with them, ask for help, or thank them, but you're not supposed to name them. Why? Because naming implies authority, and unless you're God, you're not their boss. Plus, naming spirits can get sketchy. Don't accidentally send a friend request to a demon. Another thing you should know, your guardian angel stays around forever. Even if you reject God, the angel assigned to you will clock out and return to heaven. No reassignment or replacement. But if we make it to heaven, Catholic tradition teaches that we'll get to see our guardian angel face to face. After all, they were made to get you to heaven, so they just hope you'll show up. So, you've got an accountability partner who's older than time itself and totally unimpressed by your excuses. So maybe take 5 seconds to thank them, and maybe try giving them less to worry about. Like, I don't know, don't commit mortal sin today? Just a thought. Oh, and if you have a crazy story where you think your guardian angel showed up, drop it in the comments. They deserve a little shout out.